If I was president, the first thing I'd do, cop a drop head, fitted on some 22. What? Scream Jesus Christ out the sunroof. Bible study at the White House, invite my crew. Give a fresh Ben Frank to everyone I see. It sound foolish to you, but it's dope to me. Understand what I grew up on. Sleeping on the futon, I deserve to put that rollie on. Lord knows I was a fool, barely went to school. Fifth Ward, young bull, living street rules. I'm Yahshua's new weapon, no longer be a felon. I'm a missionary, a walking blessing. My granny prayed for this. Homie, I was made for this. I'm stepping in the answered prayers. From Asian rice and chicken wings to ribeyes and fries, God gave me everything. You can hear them angels sing. I'm devil's most wanted in a white tee and fresh ones. Watch me hit.
What's up? What up? What up? What up? You're now tuned in to the Progression Podcast, man. That was a little snippet of what I be doing, out here in these streets, man. I be rapping sometimes, I haven't been making albums lately, but I be rapping in these streets, man. So, man, you're now tuned into the Progression Podcast, man. It's been a great day, great week, great year. Man, it's been beautiful, man, to have you here, And so just to let y'all know, it's been a great time. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to be studying, I'm going to be reading a lot because I got a lot for you today. First, I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see right. I got me some new glasses. I'm getting older and I had to go, get some prescription glasses and stuff like that. It's not like I'm an old man, but I had to go get some prescriptions, right? So then I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear myself. So I can hear myself pretty good now. So as you see, the name of this is called Strategic Ways for Success. Strategic Ways for Success, right? I want to do a disclaimer on this one because we have to define the word success. So I didn't look it up in Webster's or nothing, but to define the word success to me is to be better at something than you was before. So I think I'm better at life than I was before. Just to be honest with you. So you got to understand, man, I was in a jail cell, for a long time. And when I got out, I had nothing. So me and my wife, we had to struggle to get back to the part that we needed to be, And so to be honest with you, like, I'm a bad decision maker. I'm a bad decision maker and she's a good decision maker. So we kind of, counter off each other. We love each other. Don't get me wrong. We really love each other. Now, the thing about it, sometimes we are always in love, but sometimes the dedication and the commitment got to kick in to make it stronger, right? So you got to understand, that's why I want to give you the strategic ways for success, right? So let's get it started, man. I mean, we here. Well, first of all, I want to thank all my listeners from Spotify, from Alexa, from Apple Podcasts, from Samsung Podcasts, to what's the other one? Google Podcasts, and a new one. Man, give it up for my people at iHeart Podcast. They got me on now. Thank y'all so much for accepting me and for accepting the Progression Podcast. Man, it's been a journey, and now it just started, and now, man, it's going to be greater. It's going to be greater, and I believe God for a tremendous move with this podcast, right? So getting started, like I say, strategic ways for success. A lot of times when I was in the streets, I did a certain thing a certain way. I did it a beeline. I didn't do a beeline. I did a straight line. So what I had discovered over the years is that the moves I was making, listening to some people that wasn't really for me, but for themselves, uh, I discovered I had to move different. I discovered I had to move different, man. And so that's what you got to do. That's one key to for a strategic way towards success. You got to move different. Double O, how do you move different? Really, you got to switch up your routine way of living, man. You got to switch up your routine way of living. So it's people you done hung around for years and years, right? In the past or now. You have had no success with these people. Over the years, you've had no success hanging around these people. Why do you continue to hang around people that you have no success with? Back in the days, there was a saying. They say if you hang around four broke people, you're gonna be the fifth, right? Or they say if you hang around a barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. Little stuff like that we still remember, and we still don't do what we supposed to do. So with that being said, those people that you hang around that you're not being successful with, that's not bringing you up, that's not challenging you to be better, they have to have a real big reduction, in your time and energy. I mean, it had to go down so low to sometimes you might not see them. They're going to say, man, you acting funny. No, I'm just moving different. I'm moving different. It's some successful things that I need. It's a house I need. It's a car I need. It's some people that need to live life off of me. I have responsibilities that I have to take care of, and around you, it's not gonna happen. And let me get this straight. Let me say this. I'm not saying that they mean you harm. I'm not saying that they mean you harm by really thinking that they mean you harm. They mean you harm, but you don't know it, and they don't know it. But if you stay stuck in a rut with that person, believe me, man, you're going to have to separate yourself from foolishness. You got to separate yourself from negativity. You got to separate yourself from anybody that's bringing you down. I'm telling you. And so a lot of things we talk about on the Progress Pod, man, is about upliftment. And I'm talking to the brothers that's down in the bunk, that's down in FDC, that's in the state penitentiary. I'm talking to you too. You got to move different. You've been moving a certain way, and you think that's the way. Like, I'm going to tell you, there was a guy when I was in the feds, his name was Marshall. And I know a lot of people that was in the feds remember Marshall. He was an old cat. And that old cat told me something one day that was so profound. He told me, he said, your best thinking got you right to this point. What you thought was best for your life, what you thought was the best thing for you, got you right to this point in this penitentiary, in this pod, in this bunk, away from your family. You took a financial system out of the household. Not only that, you took the head of the household out the household. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. We say it all the time, but I was the weapon formed against myself. So we have to move different. We just got to move different. Now, moving on to different things. Now, this is one big move we got to do. And I'm guilty of not doing it for years and years and years and years and years and years. Right? So we got to move with integrity, man. Move with integrity. Now, the thing about integrity, it can't be taught. It's not a book. You can't read like 50,000 books or just or go to a class or listen to 50 podcasts to have integrity. It's in you. It's in your heart, man. It's something that you have to pull out, right? So with that being said, I'm finna be real vulnerable and tell you about where I'm coming from. I had very little integrity. Growing up, I had very little integrity. As an adult, I had very little integrity. Before I went to prison, a little time after I was in prison, my integrity wasn't, it was shaky, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people probably thought that, oh man, that's a stand-up dude. I was a stand-up dude to the wrong people and to the wrong situations, right? So let's look up integrity. I looked it up in the dictionary. And so integrity means the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Okay, I have in it. The quality of being honest. Amen. I lied a lot. I was lying a lot, coming up. I lied to escape persecution. I'm talking about from whippings. I lied to my grandmother. I lied to my mama. I lied to everybody, right? Then I would lie sometimes to especially the women that I was trying to be with, in an intimate manner. I would lie to them just to be intimate with them. And I was just a liar. So I could tell you that now, because even sometimes now I suppress the truth, thinking that the truth might hurt some people, but I know that the truth will be the truth no matter where it's at. And so I used to listen to this guy when he said this. He said that sometimes people love a lie more than the truth because the lie sounds that much good, that much better. Right. So right now I'm walking in integrity and I'm moving with integrity, and I don't have to lie to nobody. I don't want to have to lie to nobody. And I don't lie to nobody. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it in me. And I pray to God that I don't have to lie no more. So like this dude, he said something else. He said, I'll lie for you before I lie to you. So he talking about to the laws and to the judge. I lie for you before I lie to you. I liked it. I thought it was real cool, right? So understand this, man. I have a lot of acquaintances that I mess with, and I don't have to lie to them. I tell them the real, because why? I mean, because you shouldn't have to. I'm not the richest person in the world. And even if I had 7 million, 8 million, $10 million in the world, it's some people that got $60 billion. It's some people that got $100 billion. So when does it end? I can't tell you some lying kind of things and you believe them and you see different. I'm outside, I'm driving a Chevy. You say, God dog, I thought you had $7 million. Now I could tell you, well, $7 million, it don't mean you got to spend it on frivolous stuff, but people know 007. They know 007 gonna spend some money, and I spend money silly. Like I have Jordans, I have stuff I buy, just like tennis shoes, and oh man, he got money. No, I ain't got money. I'm just irresponsible. I'm irresponsible with my money sometimes. And my wife, she has to get on me about, hey man, you spending too much money, you doing too much stuff. And some of this stuff you don't need, right? So understand this, we got to move with integrity. I go back to that, move with integrity. Honesty is one of the biggest things. I go back to the thing where it says strong moral principles, strong moral principles. So morals was something I had in the street for real. I did. I had morals in the street, man. I was more loyal to the street life than I was loyal at home. I would lie to the people that I love more than people out there that didn't care about me at all, that just didn't really care about me. But me not knowing, me not understanding the game, that's what happened, right? So first thing is I say move different. You got to move different. It haven't worked. Hey man, you got to move different. The next one I say move with integrity, right? You got to move with integrity. Okay, that's the way to. Now, this I know some people are not gonna like, right? Be unoffendable. I don't think that's even a word, but you need to be unoffendable. In business, we got to understand it's business, right? So I go back to this. I was signed to Rap-A-Lot Records when I was 17 years old, right? So they gave me a contract, and we spent all day where the lawyers was talking to us, mumbo jumbo. They telling us all this stuff about the contracts, and we really in the office at Rap-A-Lot. We just not trying to hear that. We just trying to sign the contracts and be gone. And we rappers that got a deal now. That's what we wanted. We was ready for the fame of it and all that, but really didn't understand the ins and outs, the recoupables they was talking about, the points they was talking about, military sales, international sales. We didn't understand none of that, right? So I gotta tell you, once we start getting a few checks, it was okay. Things was okay. But some of the things that happened in between that was our fault, was my fault. I say mine. I'm not going to speak for Eric or Richard. I'm going to say a lot of the stuff I didn't speak up on was my fault. So now it's a new day. Just to be honest with you. I love all my partners. I love all the Rap-A-Lot dudes. I still talk to them to this day. We kick it, we hang sometimes, we go to functions sometimes. But, however, I am a new dude, right? I do things way different than I did when I was signed to the label, right? So my scripture, my theme scripture for this podcast is therefore if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things have passed away, and behold, all things have become brand new, right? And so I am a brand new person now, man. And so I'm very successful at life now. My house is paid for. We got a car paid for. It's a lot of stuff, I'm driving a few cars. I got, but it's a thing about, I'm not bragging about it, but it's a thing about, yeah, you was doing it, yeah, doing it in the old school, but now, it's a different day. I'm a different person, right? Like, 50 said it, you was a man, homie, in high school, now it's different, right? So I live a different life. I move different. I move with integrity, and I'm unoffendable because there's some people that talk to me and say, Double O, y'all supposed to have been here. Y'all supposed to have been there. oh man, y'all supposed to have $1 million in the bank. It doesn't offend me that they say that because maybe that's true, but it's on me. It was me that's not having that didn't have the smarts to get my paperwork right, right? And to be honest, everybody on that label was on the same paperwork. That's to be honest. So be unoffendable, man. You're gonna come across in this successful in this business arena. You're gonna come across the word no a lot. You are selling a product or a kind of something that really people don't really need, like this podcast. This is not toilet tissue. You know, people need toilet tissue. You know, people need soap. People need toothpaste. They don't need another podcast. But if they say no to it, it's okay. You know, because I'm unoffendable at the podcast. When I ask people to be on the podcast and they give me the runaround like, oh man, I'm unoffended by it because I can be on the podcast by myself. I got a million things to talk about. I've been everywhere all at once. I've been a lot of places. I've done a lot of things. I'm doing a lot of things in the future, man. And think about this. We're in the prisons. The prisons, they have tablets. So how many people in prison? I got an audience too. So understand this. You have to learn to make rejection a stepping stone. It's a lot of people that gauge their engagement with you on what you can do for them. It's a lot of people that gauge their engagement with you on what you can do for them. Right? So a lot of people getting out of prison, they don't have too much. They don't really want to give you the time of day because you can't really do nothing for them. But, you know, it's some people that walk around every day that say, man, I treat the janitor like the CEO. No, you don't. Just be honest. I know y'all hear my dog in the background. I don't know what he's barking at. But you got to understand, a lot of people gauge their engagement, how much they'll mess with you on how much you can do for them. Right? And sometimes rightfully so. Sometimes I don't, you know, you don't want to waste your time on nobody that is not on the go and that they don't want to do really nothing for themselves. You know, I don't know, you know, sometimes it's, you know, it's an anomaly sometimes. You gotta understand, man. I'm not even trying to, you know, push you to the side and say something different. It's an anomaly, man. Straight up. So understand this. We have to, for the strategic ways of success, first of all, we got to move different. Those predictable moves that you've been doing, man, sometimes you got to switch it up. You got to be different. You guys got to do something different, man. Moving different. You got to move with integrity. That means truthfulness in all you do, right? And I'm gonna tell you. Let me get this back to this one screen, man. Let me get this because I gotta be real with you. I got this unoffendable up here, right? And so, strategic ways for success. I heard this from some cats. I don't fear failure. I fear being successful at something that doesn't matter. I don't fear failure. I fear being successful at something that doesn't matter. can I reiterate on that? So if it's not helping someone, furthering the culture, furthering the enhancement of the brothers, helping my brothers that get out of prison. And that's what Josiah's House, our ministries, our nonprofit does. When I put some stupid stuff on Facebook or stupid stuff on Instagram, I get 1 million hits. But when I put my Josiah's House Ministries up on there, I'm hearing crickets. But what we do is we help the cats that's getting out of prison to reintegrate back into society by clothing, by jobs, by hooking them up with different people that can help them be productive in this life. That's what we really do. So we partner with different halfway houses. We call it halfway house. We call them transitional homes. We partner with places like Charm Ministries, Crosswalk, Eyes on Me Inc. We partner with those people, and we help to reintegrate ex-felons back into the society and help them become productive people in society. Let me say that. Just a pause. I be looking at myself on this thing. I need to look into the camera, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't fear failure. I fear being successful at something that doesn't matter. I don't want to be part of nothing that doesn't matter. I fail a lot. I fail with a lot of things, right? And I see a lot of things that didn't come to fruition that I tried, but it didn't come to fruition. I wasn't really tripping on it. Like I said, I was unoffendable to myself. I didn't really trip on it, right? I tried to move different, but didn't know probably the way. I tried to have integrity, but sometimes I failed. I tried to be unoffendable back in the day, and I was offended. And failure is a part of success. Failure is a part of success. I'd rather try to say I tried to do a certain thing to have success and to say, man, I should have tried looking back on it. No. It's greatness in failure. You got to embrace rejection. It's greatness in failure. It's okay. 1,000 no's can make you, trip a little bit, but one yes can get you to the height where you need to be, right? You got to tell yourself that it's worth it. Whatever you got to do is worth it, right? But a lot of us, we look at things how people look at us, right? They look at us like, oh, Double O, man, he like this, he like that. I talk to a lot of people, they tell me like, man, they said this about you. They said that about you, right? I'll let y'all know something, man. Let them be wrong about you. There's nothing to prove, man. I'm going to let them be wrong about me because I ain't got nothing to prove to them. I don't need no new friends and all that stuff. I got plenty of friends up in there. My wife, my little boys, them my friends. I play dominoes with them nights out the week. I come home, I kick it with them. I love my house. I love everything about it. I love my couch. Hey man, I spend too much money on that couch not to enjoy it. I spend too much money on that bed not to enjoy it. I don't need to be out there at the club tripping, right? I let them be wrong about me because it ain't nothing to prove. It ain't nothing to prove, right? So these are strategic ways. Move different. Move with integrity. Be unoffendable. Let them be wrong about you. There's nothing to prove. Don't fear failure. Be fearing things that you being successful at that don't matter worth a nickel dog. What my pastor used to say, he say a nickel worth of dog's meat. That it ain't worth that. Right? So I want to let y'all know. I didn't want to keep you long. I kept you now it's over 30 minutes, but I just got to keep your podcast going, man. You know what I'm saying? Let you know that 007 loves you, man. And my people that's in the bunk, that's really who I'm talking to. But I want y'all to understand this show is about liberation, education, and elevation, right? So, like I explained to people, I was liberated from the streets, I was educated in the penitentiary, and I was elevated once I gave my life to God. Understand this, I have a hell of a life, man. Straight up. I'm hell when I'm well. I went from prison to washing police cars to doing taxes to working on the Port of Houston to the city of Houston. I've been at the city of Houston almost 15 years now. Almost 15 years now. I've been at the city of Houston. And so I'll be able to retire in a while, but I started life late. If I would have got it together early, who knows what would have happened. But understand this. I don't think God make no mistakes, man. So I thank him for the success that I'm having, man. I thank him for that because a lot of moves that I see made by dudes that I used to look up to, it just hurts me sometimes. And I'm not judging them. Things happen and things are different. Life is different. This world is different. I just pray for them, man, that things get better for them, And these are strategic moves towards success. And I can tell you that because I'm successful, man. Just to be understanding that I'm successful. So, what I wanted to end with something different. And I think that's what I'm going to end with. Now, I'm going to air this on Facebook, all that stuff. But I wanted to end with a clip, what I'm saying? With a clip of like a video that I did, what I'm saying? And it's called Died, right? And so me and Gifted, we wrote this song a couple of years ago and we did the video and we wanted to do a theme video. And Martin Luther King passed away. Well, his birthday was January 15th, but the theme is in there. The Eric Gardner theme is in this video. And I would like you to just go to YouTube and check my page out, man. I got a lot of videos on YouTube. It's called the Progression Podcast on YouTube. Check that out, man. Progression Podcast on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at Fifth Ward Boy 007. You can follow me on Facebook at 007. And I'm not asking you to follow me because I need more followers. I'm trying to change a generation. I am, man. I'm trying to change thought. I'm trying to affect thought, right? So I go back over it. I say it again. Strategic ways, strategic moves. And I think I named it strategic ways for success, but it's really strategic moves towards success. Move different. Move different. Move with integrity. Be undefendable, right? And don't be afraid to fail. Hey, man, I failed my way to success. Straight up. I failed my way to success. It was a hard road, but we here now. Like I tell you, it's simple, but it ain't easy. Don't let your yesterday kill your tomorrow. This 007, the Progression Podcast, man, I'm going to end it with this video. I want y'all to watch it. It's a real dope video. Peace.